Across Connecticut, those of the Jewish faith are celebrating some holidays this month, but there are lessons all of us can learn in these trying times. Joining us now from Chabad in Glastonbury is the Rabbi Yosef Wolvovsky.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a few years.
It's been a while. We've been through a lot.
Since I've interviewed you, but it's good to have you here on the program.
Great to be here, Dennis.
And we're celebrating the Jewish New Year coming up. Tell us about that.
Well, the Jewish New Year is really a very powerful day on the Jewish calendar, but it has also universal messages. And I think this year, one of the messages that's very clear is the Bible describes human beings being created as a single individual. Like everyone else, the animals and everything else is groups. Human beings, only Adam. And the Talmud, the Jewish wise sages, they say there's a reason for this. It's to teach us a lesson that each one of us has a unique contribution to make. Like we were created as individuals that no one else could replace us. And therefore, I think this year, with so much going on, it's important at the New Year for us to think about this idea that we could all make a difference for the better. We could all tip the scale in our own lives to make it better, and therefore having a ripple effect in our communities and in our world.
And tell us how people should honor, mark, and celebrate Rosh Hashanah.
Well, Rosh Hashanah itself, in the Jewish community, the big mitzvah is the shofar. We have here the ram's horns. Yeah. And that's what Jewish people do all over the world, in Israel and in the diaspora. Of course, in America, we have 26 centers here open to the community throughout the state of Connecticut. And this is called the shofar. The shofar, the sound that I just made, is meant to resemble the cry of a child. We're all God's children, and the world needs repair. And we know we have to make our own changes, but we also stand before God in prayer. And one of the ways that we pray is actually not through words, but through the cry of the shofar, like a child's piercing cry to his or her parent.
And what can non-Jews learn from the holiday as well? Because we can, others can learn as well.
I think this idea of each individual playing a unique role in their family, in their community, in our world is very important, Jew and non-Jew alike. That makes no difference. Every one of us can do our part to make the world a better place. But I would say also, it's a time when we share blessings. So, for example, in addition to the shofar, we have foods. One of the foods is apples dipped in honey, and we wish each other a sweet year. We have the ability, blessings come from God, but we have the ability to transmit them. So if I bless you with a Happy New Year, even if, regardless if it's you're celebrating that New Year or if it's somebody else, or if you just wish someone a nice day, or if you wish someone that they should, feel better or give people a little pick-me-up, there's a lot of power in human blessings as well.
There's a lot of tension and warfare in the world right now. Someone comes to you and says, Rabbi, help me feel better. What do you tell them?
Well, I will say there's a lot of negativity out there. There's a lot of hate and a lot of division. But I can tell you personally, this year has been turbulent, but also very empowering in terms of people coming together, people being empathetic towards each other, good people standing together in the face of negativity. So I think the hope that we have is that our unity is our greatest strength. As long as good people stand together, we'll overcome these difficult days.
Some of the surveys and the research and the polls will show that fewer people are identifying with organized religions. Are you finding that at all?
Well, we're very disorganized. Anyone is welcome, a la carte, the Judaism. But it is true, but I will say that people are very comfortable with spiritual awakening. People are very comfortable with historic sort of, looking for knowledge. So as long as we give people pathways to unite as communities, perhaps they don't want to see it as a formal identification with a religious affiliation. But if we give people social activities, if we give people educational opportunities, I find, at least in my experience, and I think my colleagues as well, that if you open up new pathways, people respond.
Walk us through the Jewish holidays the next couple of weeks, the timeline and what people will be doing.
Well, basically, there are 4 big holidays. Rosh Hashanah is the New Year, and that's really a time for renewal, a time for introspection, and a time for reconnecting to God and to family and friends. That's Rosh Hashanah. 10 days later, we have what's called Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish calendar. That's a day of atonement. It's when we ask forgiveness from each other, we ask forgiveness from God, and we are guaranteed, actually, that if we're contrite, God will forgive us. So a new slate, which leads us to it's called the holiday of booths, but in Hebrew, it's Sukkot. You might see different towns, little huts go up, and we eat for the week in that hut. It's really a unifying canopy. And it all concludes, with a big day called Simchat Torah. That's the joy of the Torah, when we dance and we sing the whole night away, and that's because we finish another round of studying the entire Bible.
Excellent to learn. All right. Rabbi Yosef Wolvovsky.
Are we going to invite the people to come if they want?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, talk about that. You said
all right. Listen, here's the thing. This year is different, but we want to make a difference for the better. So if anyone wants a place to celebrate with their community, we have 26 centers open to the whole community.
All across Connecticut.
All across Connecticut. Give me a call, 860-659-2422, 659-2422. You could also log onto our website, Chabad, CHABADER.com. We'll hook you up with a place, a friendly place that will welcome you, and you'll get the year off to a good start.
All right, Rabbi Yosef Wolvovsky.
God bless you.
Thank you so much
Good job.
coming to us from Wolvovsky. Two V's.
You're good, you're good.
Two V's. It's been a few years since I've said it.
Chabad is the big one.
From Chabad in Glastonbury. Always great to see you.
Same here.
I want to point out we taped that interview with the rabbi just before Rosh Hashanah last week. Well, learn about the Husky Ticket Project when we come back.